The normal range is under 8. James had been destroying his energy every single morning with a bowl of oatmeal. And I would never eat oatmeal before 10 a.m. after 60. Today I'm going to show you exactly why.
And reason number one, the one most people never hear, is not about oatmeal's sugar content. It goes much deeper than that.
Before I give you the 5 reasons, you need one concept. Without it, nothing I'm about to say will fully make sense.
When you wake up, your insulin sensitivity is at its lowest point of the entire day. That's not an opinion, that's physiology. That cortisol surge already raises your blood glucose before you eat a single bite. Your pancreas is already working hard. Now you pour a bowl of instant oatmeal, glycemic index of 83, same as white bread. You just double-loaded your pancreas. Every morning your body releases a cortisol surge, the cortisol awakening response. It mobilizes energy to start your day.
That happens every single morning. And after 60, your pancreas does not recover the way it did at 40. Stay with me.
Most people don't eat oatmeal alone. They add juice, maybe a banana. That combination reaches a glycemic load near 100.
Reason number 5, the glycemic index combination nobody talks about. Oatmeal alone, instant oatmeal chew, has a glycemic index of 83.
That is the equivalent of eating 2 candy bars for breakfast. Not metabolically, literally. The insulin response is nearly identical. Your pancreas produces a massive insulin surge to handle that spike. A surge it was not designed for at 6 in the morning.
Not at 10 a.m., not at noon. That drop hits at around 10:30. And that exhaustion you feel, that's not aging, that's insulin.
And here is the direct connection to your chronic fatigue. That insulin surge is followed by a hard drop in blood sugar.
James had that crash every single day for 9 years. He thought it was just getting older. His doctor thought it was stress.
But here's what's important to understand. This is not about oatmeal being bad. It's about oatmeal being wrong for this moment in time. And I'll show you exactly what to do instead. But first, reason number 4. And this one surprised even my most informed patients.
Because reason number 4 is not about the food at all. It is about the clock on your wall. Listen carefully.
Reason number 4, circadian insulin sensitivity. Your body runs on a biological clock of a circadian rhythm that controls more than just sleep.
That clock controls the timing of insulin sensitivity across the day. And the pattern in adults over 60 is very specific.
Insulin sensitivity in the early morning, before 10 a.m., is measurably lower than at noon or in the early afternoon. Studies confirm this.
The same oatmeal eaten at 7 a.m. versus noon produces a completely different insulin response. Same food, completely different metabolic outcome.
Why? Because evolutionarily, humans didn't eat at dawn. The first meal was midday or later. Your metabolic machinery is timed accordingly.
After 60, this timing effect becomes more pronounced, not less. Metabolic flexibility, the ability to switch fuel sources, declines with age. Just by delaying your first meal past 10 a.m., you allow cortisol to clear, insulin sensitivity to rise, and your pancreas to start fresh.
I'll explain the full protocol after reason number 1, but right now, reason 3, because this one explains why you feel exhausted by lunch.
James was eating high glycemic carbohydrates at the exact window when his body was least equipped to process them. Every single morning.
The good news, Tamao, and there is real good news here, Tamao, is that shifting your eating window costs you nothing. Not a single dollar.
Most people think the afternoon slump is normal. It is not normal. It is a predictable biochemical consequence, and oatmeal starts that cascade.
Reason number 3, the blood sugar roller coaster, and what it does to your energy, your mood, and your hunger signals.
When you eat oatmeal at 7 a.m., your blood glucose spikes rapidly forward. Let's say from 95 to 160 in about 45 minutes.
Your pancreas responds with a large insulin release. That insulin drops your blood sugar fast, sometimes too fast, down to 75 or lower.
When glucose drops that sharply, your brain reads it as emergency. You feel exhausted, foggy, irritable. That is not weakness. That is chemistry. Your body then releases adrenaline and glucagon to bring glucose back. That adrenaline is why many people feel anxious or wired by 10 a.m.
Now you're hungry again. You reach for another carbohydrate, the cycle starts over. Each time, the insulin response gets slightly larger, slightly more resistant.
Do this for 5 years and you've trained your pancreas to overproduce insulin at breakfast. Do it for 10 years in sits, and your cells start ignoring that insulin signal. That is the clinical definition of insulin resistance. Built one bowl of oatmeal at a time. James had done this for 11 years. His cells weren't broken, they were exhausted sakes, responding to emergency insulin signals every single morning.
This is completely reversible. That is the part of the story that James's doctor never got to tell him, because they never found the cause.
After 60, your cortisol recovery capacity is reduced, and oatmeal interacts with that reduction in a way most doctors never consider.
Reason number 2, the cortisol and insulin double hit, and why it hits harder after 60 than at any other age.
We talked about the cortisol awakening response. That surge peaks between 6 and 8 a.m. In younger adults, it resolves by 9 or 10 a.m. After 60, that cortisol resolution is slower. The curve flattens. Your cortisol is still elevated well past 9 a.m. in many older adults.
Now add oatmeal at 7 a.m. You have elevated cortisol, which raises blood sugar, combined with a high glycemic meal spiking blood sugar simultaneously.
Your pancreas must respond to both signals simultaneously. I call this the double hit. The pancreas of a 66-year-old is not built for it.
Over time, that double hit depletes beta cell reserve, the cells that produce insulin. Once depleted, they do not regenerate fully. This is one of the reasons why type 2 diabetes incidence accelerates dramatically after age 60, not because of genetics, because of repeated metabolic stress.
Your doctor is not failing you. The system is failing you. There isn't time in standard care to map the timing of your insulin response. And the most frustrating part? This is not information being hidden. It's information that is simply not being connected in a 15-minute appointment. Reason number 1. And I want you to stay with me here. Because this is the reason I never eat oatmeal in the morning. But now you have the information, and information without action is just frustration. So hold on to that, cows, because the solution is coming.
Because reason number 1 is not about what oatmeal does today. It is about what it does to your insulin system over years, over decades.
Not once in 21 years of practicing metabolic medicine. Not even the steel-cut kind. Not even with added protein. And here's why. Reason number 1. Chronic insulin accumulation, the slow destruction that happens one breakfast at a time, and that your annual blood test never catches.
Your fasting insulin test, if your doctor ever orders it, measures insulin at one moment in time, after 12 hours without food. Think of it this way. Imagine filling a bathtub with a slow drip. The water level doesn't seem to change hour by hour, but after 30 days, the bathtub is full. The drip was always there. You just weren't measuring it at the right time. That number can look normal even as your cells are becoming progressively less responsive to insulin every single morning. The test misses the trend.
A HOMA IR above 2.5 indicates resistance. James's was 5.1. His glucose, 94, is completely normal.
In my practice, I measure something called HOMA IR, a calculation that combines fasting insulin with fasting glucose to estimate insulin resistance.
355 mornings of that insulin spike. That is what built James's HOMA IR from 2.0 to 5.1 over a decade.
After 60, this accumulation accelerates. Not because of disease, because your liver and muscles process excess insulin less efficiently with age. Your cholesterol panels look fine, your glucose is normal, your blood pressure is borderline, and your doctor says, "You're doing great, keep it up."
Chronically elevated insulin doesn't just cause fatigue, it causes fat storage in the abdomen, it stiffens arteries, it inflames the brain. Silently.
His energy returned, his afternoon crashes stopped, he lost 11 pounds without changing his caloric intake, all from 2 protocol changes.
Because knowing what's wrong without knowing what to do is just anxiety. And you deserve more than anxiety. You deserve a clear protocol. What were those 2 changes? That is exactly what I'm going to show you right now.
Change 1. Implement what I call the 12-12 window. 12 hours of eating, 12 hours of fasting. It is not extreme fasting, it is circadian alignment.
Here is the protocol. 2 changes. No supplements required, no gym membership needed, just a shift in timing and a shift in what comes first.
If you finish dinner at 7 p.m., your first meal is at 7 a.m. If dinner ends at 8 p.m., your first meal is 8 a.m. During those 12 hours without food, insulin drops to its lowest level. Your cells become more sensitive to insulin again. The resistance partially reverses. For adults over 60, that 12-hour clearance window is especially important because basal insulin clearance slows with age.
Change 2. When you do break the fast, the che, and this is critical che, your first calorie must be protein, not carbohydrate.
Protein in the morning, West 20 to 30 grams flives, anchors your blood glucose for the rest of the day. It blunts the cortisol glucose spike. 2 eggs with cottage cheese, Greek yogurt with almonds, a protein shake, not complicated foods, strategic foods. The order of that first bite matters enormously. If you love oatmeal, I understand. Eat it at noon, after protein, as a side, not your first food. The timing transforms the response. Oatmeal at 12 p.m. after a protein-anchored morning is a very different metabolic event than oatmeal at 7 a.m. on a cortisol-primed, insulin-resistant system.
So let's review. 5 reasons I'd never eat oatmeal before 10 a.m. after 60. Glycemic combination, circadian timing, the roller coaster crash,
James applied these 2 changes. Not a diet, not a prescription, a timing shift and a protein anchor. That was it. That was everything.
Your body is not failing you. It is responding exactly as it was designed to respond, to the signals you're giving it every morning. Change the signal and the body responds differently. The biology is on your side. It has always been. You just needed this information. Type insulin in the comments if you've never had a fasting insulin test ordered. I want to see how many are flying blind.
And if you're waking up between 2 and 4 a.m. and wondering why, that video is already published. It's about insulin and your sleep cycle. Watch it next.
If this was useful, TAF, and I believe it was, Chaff, subscribe to this channel. Every week I publish what that 15-minute appointment cannot cover.